Welcome to Founders Club, the show for real estate entrepreneurs. You hit the nail on the head perfectly in talking about how it's all part of a wheel, right?
Yep.
It's all part of a wheel, and the cold calling is part of it. But creating evergreen content is the long game. And the more evergreen content that you can create that ranks high in the search engines, the type that we're about to break down right now, the more leads you're going to get over time, the more places your content's going to be seen, the more organic traffic you're going to get. And these are the types of seller leads that Trevor was talking about, real estate investor leads, all kinds of stuff. And the cool part about these strategies is they really work in any market. And like I said, it's just this is the long game for anyone in the real estate business, because you want to create a business that's going to keep growing and feed itself for a long period of time. So let's break that down.
100%. So I'm going to show two slides in this. I'm going to show real things you guys can do. So first thing right here is we might be asking, this is part of that mental mindset shift. And we eat our own dog food, dude. We grow our business, 8-figure-year business, the exact same way. And so first of all, we start with, this is literally a screenshot from most of 2020. If I were to pull up our analytics right now, this is our actual analytics for our customer sites. So I'm in the back end. This is live as of right now. So since Feb 1st, 2020 through today, 535,000 leads have came in. The majority of them are direct and organic. About half the ones that end up lumping into direct are likely organic, but we don't know. And you can see this is conversions over here, Oliver. So bounce rate's much lower because they're seeking out a solution. And then the conversion rate, though, and this is the gross conversion rate. This is like, it doesn't matter if the person literally landed on a blog post or the contact page or the FAQ page or a landing page. So a landing page or our homepage are going to convert way higher than 3.54% organic, but this is a blended rate. And so if you look at this, so referrals from another site, 1.8% conversion rate, email, display marketing, 0.07, paid search marketing. So this is like a Google ad, 1.78% on average. Most of these are seller leads. And then this right here, social, 2.3% conversion, and organic search, 3.54%. So you can actually get less traffic and convert more leads through this method because they're more targeted types of people. And like you were saying earlier, the mindset shift is hamster wheel marketing works, and someone's got to run on the hamster wheel. It's either got to be you, which that's where you could run the risk of being tired out in 5-10 years, where you're looking back going, I've done a bunch of deals, but I'm still in the same spot I was 10 years ago. And I can't take the month vacation. I can't do this, whatever it is. So you've either got to build a team, which is an amazing route to do. I built a team here at Carrot. We're 40 plus employees. So I'm never going to say that you should just do a bunch of content, not build a team. You've got to have some things where people get on the hamster wheel for you. Okay. But then you go, okay, with my marketing, how do I get off the hamster wheel as much as possible and grow this evergreen part of it? And then I can then eventually phase out the rest of it if I wanted to. Now, I'm never going to suggest that people phase out all of hamster wheel, because that's where you get your volume. Your volume of deals and leads is going to come from outbound. It's going to come from sending out the mails, sending out the cold calls to activate demand for people that aren't actively looking on Google. But your highest quality, most motivated ones are going to come from a Google search. Okay, so let's say you're a real estate agent here locally in Roseburg, as an example, or you're a house seller, sell my house in Brentwood, California. So they're down there in California. If you were to type this out, you're probably someone who has a very clear intent to sell your house in Brentwood, right? And they're probably looking at doing it semi-soon, especially if they would add the word fast or something like that, right? You add the word fast, like, oh man, they're probably pretty interested in selling pretty quickly. So this one here, you have a bunch of ads here, which you can launch those immediately. We like ads. The number one result here organically is a real estate agent, Krista Mayshore. She's been a Carrot client for a few years, and it lands on this page, and she gets sellers coming through this every single month. And so that's one strategy, is you go after sellers in that way as an agent or an investor, launch a page that says sell your house fast or whatever it is. And we don't have time today to talk about how to optimize a page. We have some free trainings on that. But then you get the leads, really good conversion form there. This page doesn't look pretty. She literally launched it, threw it up there, and then we'll make it look pretty later. Or another example is, best neighborhoods in Roseburg, Oregon. If I'm looking for the best neighborhood, I'm likely probably wanting to buy something. And so what Anthony Beckham did was exactly what we talked about. Realtor.com was ranked #1 there, and now him as the only real estate agent on page 1. He recorded a video, just like we talk. He titled it what people would type into Google, and then he took the transcription of that video. This is just a transcription down here. And then he had someone on his team throw in some pictures. That's it. And then it took about a month to 2 months for him to rank. And this is where Evergreen comes in. That was done June 24th.
This is perfect. And you can really see the power of ranking high in keywords like that. Like if someone, to your first example, types in sell my home fast Brentwood and Krista's website pops up #1, like there's a good chance she's getting leads off that. I mean, I don't know what the search volume is, but I'm guessing there's quite a bit in terms of people looking for that keyword.
Exactly.
And so bring up one of those pages again. So what I'm hearing you say is, okay, so this one here is top 5 best neighborhoods in city name, Roseburg, Oregon, in this example. So then the agent in this would just shoot a quick video on their thoughts on the top 5 best neighborhoods in Roseburg, Oregon. And this doesn't have to be any high production. You could be at home in your pajamas. You just shoot it, get out all your thoughts, and then they're sending it to a blogger who's putting this all together, correct?
Even simpler, man. So I'm going to show you guys a way to do it. So yes, but I'll show you guys a way to do it in like a quarter of the time. So
Sweet.
that's one route to do it. And that's the way that I did it for years was I'd shoot the video. We would upload it to YouTube. We'd go to rev.com, rev.com. We'd upload it over there. 3-4 hours later, we get the transcription. We'd open up the Word document. We'd copy it. We'd go over to WordPress. We'd paste it. There'd be errors because you're pasting it from Microsoft Word to WordPress. Then we put the video. You get the idea, right? So it was about 45 minutes of manual work, including the 5 to 8 minute video. Now what we do is number one, the first tip is this. If you're going to do these videos, we call them video posts. You want it to be somewhere between 3 and 8 minutes, ideally. And now here's why. In order to rank a piece of content, one of the biggest things that I see that's in common where an agent specifically, but also investors are struggling to get a piece of content ranked is there's not enough words on the page. You know, they've got 200 or 300 words in the page and they're going, I did the thing just like you guys taught. You know, why isn't it ranking well? It's like, well, there's not enough words in the page. And the average page for, best neighborhoods in Roseburg, Oregon, that's ranking up in the top 5. I'm making this up, but if you average them out, maybe they have 800 words. And there's no way you're going to compete with 300 words if you're not like Zillow or something like that. And so what we did is we reverse engineered the process. We literally looked at Zillow and Realtor and all those sites. And we started to figure out what elements do they have, what's the average word count. And so 3 minutes spoken, the average person speaks 120 to 160 words a minute. So if you times that out, it's about 500 words written. 800 or 8 minutes is about 1,000 words written. And so you're somewhere between the 500 and 1,000 words. Anything less than 500 words or less than 3 minutes, you're going to have a hard time getting something to rank. And so
that's the sweet spot.
It's a sweet spot. And you could do over 10 minutes, but then the problem with that is it ends up being this massive thing that's just hard for people to digest and get through. So 3 to 8 minutes. And those are good ones too, that you could upload to IGTV. You could upload to Facebook and throw in there as a retargeting ad, something like that. And so the overall strategy, you create the content, you get people here, hopefully they opt in, home value or whatever it is, but then you retarget them back with more content just like that. This one was more professional. Like his brand is, he's the fancy professional video young guy in town, right? But let me show you one that's the opposite. So Roseburg Farmland, they're specialists in farmland. Look at this date, May 5th, 2017. That's evergreen, dude. Like that's almost 3 years later, almost 4 years later.
4 years, yeah.
Wow. Still ranked #1 in Google over all these national sites. And this one here was literally that guy. They would never sit down and write content. I'm like, Denny, if you could go out there and just record a 3 to 5 minute video, get it into YouTube, put it into our system that automates that whole thing. So we have something called video posts that you literally put in the URL for the YouTube video and it pulls it all in. It transcribes it automatically. It puts the video in the post. It pulls in your title, puts a description on there, puts an opt-in box at the bottom, emails you 2 hours later and says your post is ready. And you can now log in and modify it. You can put pictures on there. You can update your headings or whatever, right? But that's all they did. They put it into video post. This popped out. This video is 3 minutes and 23 seconds on a cell phone, not fancy.
It's just a guy out there standing in front of some farmland in a black shirt and
Yep.
talking about farmland.
And they get
And he
me
ranks as the number one result. So that's
Yep.
pretty cool.
And I'll show one.
I
I'll show
love it.
one last one. I'll kick it back over to you because I know we're at the close to the hour. One
Yeah,
last
that's
one
cool.
is, you've got location pages. So a lot of people will say, well, shoot, there's no way. Like I'm just gonna do Instagram and Facebook, that's all hamster wheel, guys and gals. So where a lot of agents are doing their content, they're using social media as their home of their content, which is awesome. But what happens? Well, you've got to post every single day to get that content in front of people. You always have to post. So you're posting the content and it's going away, and you're on the hamster wheel. You're on the hamster wheel. You can never get off of it. And so what we say is, okay, instead of making Instagram or Facebook your home, what if you make what we call an authority hub your home? So most people have a website, just a website, and it's like, hey, I've got my glamour shot photo, I've got my IDX, I've got all that stuff up on it. But what if instead you took that and made it into what we call an authority hub, which is all of your credibility is there. That's the home of your credibility, not Zillow reviews, not Google reviews. The home of it's here, but yeah, drive Google reviews for sure. Like you should for sure do that. And number two, you build out your location pages like this here. You build out the location pages. I'll show a quick diagram of what an authority hub is and why it's important here. So this is an authority hub. You've got your homepage. You've got a good opt-in box, whatever it is. You got your core conversion pages. So that's your, hey, sell or buy, or how it works, your reviews, your about page, stuff like that. That helps to increase conversion once people land there. And then you've got what we call the niche or location pages. Do these quarterly. Do 3, 4, 5 of these location pages quarterly, and say, well, what neighborhoods do I want to create a page for now? Or what cities am I also doing work in? And then those video posts are what we do weekly. That's what we call the authority content. And that's where you do your 3 to 5 minute video every week, upload it to YouTube, put it into video posts, automatically gets it on your authority hub, and now share that onto social media. Okay, share that puppy on social media. And make sure that your website is the hub of everything.
So is that just a WordPress site in this example here?
Yep. Yeah. You could use WordPress or whatever it is with Carrot. I mean, that's what we do this is what we do as a service.
So when you say you do it as a service, are you providing the websites, or are you coaching them on how to do their own websites?
Yep. Good question, man. Yeah. So our software is the website. Our software is the website. It's got all the tracking in the back end of it. It's got the video post feature in the back end of it. It's drag and drop editor, the whole thing. So if you are wanting to do it, you would come in here, literally launch your site. If you're an investor or an agent, or what we call a hybrid, which is what we're driving really hard right now, Oliver, is the investor agent, the person who's both. You can launch a hybrid site in here. But yeah, the website is in our system. We focus on performance, number one. Loads fast, converts great, gives you an edge in ranking in Google. And then the tools to help assist you to get those rankings up. Yep.
Killer. So this is very turnkey. You were just showing us the back end of Carrot, where it basically looks like it does all of this for you. And then what does that cost? What does this service cost monthly?
Yeah,
or it's yearly, or whatever it is?
It's between $100 and $200 a month, depending on the plan that you pick. And if what a lot of people do, like with the FAR group, they're one of the top, I think they're number 3 agents in Spokane now. They didn't want to go through and customize their site. So when you launch a site, it's going to be, the whole structure is going to be dialed in for conversion, and it's got stock content, but you're going to want to make it your own, especially as an agent. And so that's where we have services of people like, I'd much rather have someone do this for us. This was our concierge service, where we went in, took their put our ADX into it, took their content, their credibility, built it out in here for them.
That's killer, man.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah.
Really good stuff all the way around, because that's something that we do on a few of our sites as well, is just building those hyper local pages and really just going deep on those, because that's where the gaps are. That's where the Zillows are not. That's where the Redfins are not. So the more hyper local you can go, and the more you can just stand out, and in Google's eyes, the better. I think that's killer.
Exactly. And I'll finish this with this, man, is like I said, I want people to combat that Zillow inferior complex, where we think, well, shoot, Zillow already owns Google. And I think that's why so many agents don't put their content on their, what we call an authority hub, because they think Zillow already owns it. So like, well, everyone's revolting against Zillow now and all this kind of stuff. And I'm going, well, guys, it's going to take work. I'm not going to say you push a couple buttons and it happens. Like, it takes work and it's going to take patience. But the way that Zillow became dominant was not by running a bunch of Facebook ads or doing cold calling. It was by creating content, evergreen content, stacking that content on over a consistent period of time, building pages for everything. And then over time, they dominated. It took years for them to dominate. But the way that you beat them, like with this one here, is you do things Zillow can't do. Like, Zillow can't go as deep in the North Umpqua River as I can if I'm an expert in that. Right. And so I can create
Zillow's not going to send someone out to the farmland to take a video about it.
Exactly. And so if I create a longer, more robust piece of content that engages people longer, just like this, you're going to outrank Zillow if it's on a fast website and it works well. So this is our client, and you've got Zillow and Realtor and Redfin, and they're dominating them for their niches.
If you're new to the channel, my name is Oliver, and I'm a 3-time Inc. 500 real estate entrepreneur. I'm a co-founder of a brokerage with over 1,000 agents doing $4 billion in sales, and I'm an active real estate investor. But most importantly, I'm passionate about helping you grow your real estate business. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go.